should be going live.
Do it through Zoom.
Huh?
You do it through Zoom.
Yeah, that way if anyone wants to hop on. Okay, I think that I'm live. Yeah. Okay. Should be live. Let's see. Let's see if it starts working for other people. I don't know if it's like viewable, you know?
Sure.
What's up, John Boy?
There you are.
Let's see if it starts working for other people. Here we go. I don't know if it's like viewable. My hair's kind of crazy, right? All right. And now I just have to figure out how to zoom my camera out. And I should be good to go. Sorry for the confusion. I'm using my girlfriend's, Maggie's laptop to live stream, and I've never done this. So I'm trying to find the settings in Zoom to see if I can zoom out. Everyone's getting in here. Awesome, awesome. Video settings. Okay. There, that's a bit better. Boom. Okay. Now how do I apply these? Do I just close out? Okay. Yeah, not a zoom then. Now we're good. Just turn this down a little. And we should be good to go. Sorry, guys. Okay. And if you guys could share the live, I think everything's set up. So I just wanted to hop on here, do a live. I haven't done one since I've been in Sweden. It's been, we've been here, what, a month now?
Just about.
We've been here like a month now in Sweden, and I haven't done a live. I hope you guys have been seeing the content. I've been trying to pump it out. The last week or so, I've just been relaxing. We'll get more into it. Let's see who's here. Dad, what's up? John Boy, Billy Collins, Steele, Currer, Roger Kangingham, and the Niagara Slammers. What's up, guys? So I'm sure everyone in here knows about the upcoming card, East versus West. I'm going to pull up the lineup. If you don't know it, and you know what? That's one other thing I need to link in here. If you don't know it, it's a huge event Engin Terzi's putting on. I'm going to link how to buy it. I should have had that linked already. It's all through Core Sports. It's being broadcasted through Core Sports. It's $12.99 or $11.99. So I'm going to post that in here. If you guys don't already have East versus West, it's right here. As I was saying, I'm pulling up the lineup here. So, insane matches. I'm going to go in the order that they're going to happen. At least this is the order, the most recent order that I have. So it's Ramsey Taba versus Vlad, Anna Gronlund versus Angie Rose, Jonathan Brita versus Zurab, left-handed, Ron Bath versus F.A. Komik, left-handed, me versus Sandris, that's going to be right-handed, Artem Morzov versus Tobias Sprung, left, Fia Reisik versus Rebecca Martin something. I'm terrible with these European names, so I apologize. Yusuf versus Oleg, that's right-handed. Ron Bath versus Zurab, right-handed. Schoolboy versus Evan is the match that was supposed to happen. Evan tested positive for COVID, so now we have Schoolboy versus Herman Stevens as a fill-in. We have Artem Morzov versus Prudnik, right-handed. Todd Hutchings versus Jordan Sonev, right-handed. Oleg Zoke versus Betkili, left-handed. Arif versus Hermes, right-handed. Michael Todd versus Gennady, right-handed. And then the main event, which is John Brzenk versus Zoliev. As far as I know, this is the most recent lineup. This is the order that it's supposed to go in. I'm not sure if it's changed or not. But as of right now, I'm supposed to be the 5th match. Me and Sandris, right-handed, best of 5. All the matches are best of 5. So my prep has been really, really, really good, especially for the last month coming into this. For those of you who don't know, I moved to Sweden, just temporary. I'll be here for 10 weeks, but basically just so I can 100% focus on preparing for the match, making sure I'm in the best form that I can be in. So I've been in the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week, and then doing table practice 1 or 2 times a week. 2 times, 1 time lighter, 1 time heavier. I have not missed a single workout. I have not missed a single rep, a single movement of anything. My eating has been on point. I'm taking all my supplements. Like, everything is perfectly on point. I'm feeling really, really prepared. The version of myself that I'm bringing against Sandris is the best version of myself that there has ever been. I have never gone 100%. I've always had distractions. I don't have any distractions here. Everything is about training. I'm living with Emil Ekström, one of the top pullers in Sweden, and he does not let me rest, not even one bit. So if I'm feeling lazy and I don't want to do a workout, or if I want to skip a lift or a set or anything, like he will not allow it. So I have not missed anything. Big thanks to him. And again, that's part of the reason I'm here. What's up, Trevin Work? Welcome, Billy Collins. Bummer for Evan. Yeah, I agree. It is a bummer for Evan. I know I spoke with Evan a little bit. I know how serious that he's been training for this match. And I know that he's in really, really good form too. But the good thing is we do have that replacement match being Herman Stevens. And Herman, right-handed, is a more accomplished arm wrestler. So we're still getting a really good match. Unfortunately, Herman had no prep time, right? He got a call. He's going to the match, and that's it. There's no prep time because this just happened last night or this morning with Evan. Besides distractions, what are the key differences in your training while you're in Sweden than they were in the US? Distractions and motivation are the 2 biggest things, Steele. Those have always been the 2 things that have held me back in arm wrestling. I've never fully committed 100% to training. Like, I can say I will, I can have the intention of doing that, but I'm a really lazy guy. So I'll start getting trained, I'll start getting ready, and then, okay, I hit a PR, and then I start slacking off. So being here around someone else who wants to be the best and is willing to push me to be the best is really motivational. It's really pushing me to be the best version of myself. So those are the biggest things. The other thing, I am running a strength program from Brandon Allen now. That is new. I can't obviously do that in the US, but I started that once I got here in Sweden. So I think that that's helping. I think it's going to help. I don't necessarily think I've been running it for long enough for it to make a significant difference, right? Because you can only get so much stronger in a few weeks. But I just know that I'm in the best form that I could be in at this point in time. And going into the match with Sanders, I'm really, really confident. I'm just going to share the live stream here real quick because I forgot to do that. Just got to get the links. So excuse me. Feel free to ask any questions. Tilda Jansen, what's up? All right, so we got live now. Should have done this already. I apologize, guys. But I was having some complications getting everything set up. Are you going to after pull with Schoolboy so you can finally gauge how strong he is? Well, I would love to after pull with everyone, not just Schoolboy, but you have Schoolboy. I mean, you have so many legends, right? You have Schoolboy. I want to pull Hermes and Arif. I want to pull with Gennady. I want to pull basically everyone that I can. So will I get to pull Schoolboy? I'm sure at some point we'll get to grip up, but there's going to be a lot of high-level arm wrestlers that are all going to want to pull each other. So at what point we arm wrestle each other, I don't know if there will be enough information to gauge. Like, for example, if I have grinders with Sandris and Schoolboy gets through Herman easy, then like I'm 50% and he's 90%. So what is there really to gauge, or vice versa? Like if he just had wars with Herman, win or lose, and I have an easy day with Sandris, win or lose, like then I crush him and then like I think he's terrible. No, of course not. It's going to be difficult to gather too much information and engage him too much. I think his match with Herman will be able to tell us a lot because of how good Herman is. Like we've seen Herman pull against most, if not all, of the top North Americans. Herman has wins on Wayne Withers, for example, Todd Hushings, tons and tons and tons of great pullers. So if Schoolboy is able to beat an average version, because this isn't a peak version by any means, if Schoolboy is able to beat an average version of Herman Stevens, then I would say he has to be in the top 20 in North America super heavyweight, give or take. Hey, Pradeep, arm wrestling news with the 100 rupee, I guess, I don't know, 100 rupee super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Please thumbs up the video, guys. Chance, we want you to win. Yeah, thank you. We're at 15 likes now. Bump that up. Pradeep, I was just covering it a little bit. Sorry if I look a little distracted. I'm just sharing my my live stream to make sure everyone knows that I'm on. But I am the best shape that I have been, whether that's in the gym, whether that's in or on the table, conditioning, lack of injuries. I don't have any injuries. Everything feels fluid. Everything feels good. I don't have any tweaks. I just feel complete. So I'm coming in to win. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm all in arm wrestling. I quit my job and I moved to Sweden just so I can focus on training. Like I am all in. I want to be the best, and Sandris is going to hopefully just be a stepping stone for me. But the cool thing is even if Sandris beats me, I only have to win one round, and then everybody that staked on me gets their money. And I don't think that there's any way that Sandris can keep me from winning a round. Like, even if he's as good as everyone says he is, and I'm overrated like everyone says I am, like, I took a round off John Brzenk. I'm taking a round off of Sandris, period. Like, it's happening. I'm just sharing this. A couple more places, and then hopefully everyone will be rolling in. All right. Where was I? Are you gonna did you see where Todd said in his interview with Paul Italia, Americans don't go to Sweden, they go to Maryland or Derek Smith's house? No, I didn't see that. Are you talking about Michael Todd or Todd Hutchings? What was your immediate reaction after you thought Tim Bresnan and Derek pull? I was really impressed with Derek. I bet on him I staked on him to win. I put some money on him. I was confident that he was capable of winning, but I didn't think it would be 5-0. I think I predicted him to win 3-1. I didn't know they were pulling all 5 rounds. I probably would have predicted 4-1 or 3-2. Like, it's hard to say, but not 5-0. Like, the fashion that Derek beat Tim was really, really impressive. So I think that says a lot about Derek, and I'm excited to see what matches Derek takes next. Michael Todd said he won't after pull. I wonder why that is. Does he have something coming up? Is he maybe pulling in March or something? Kara, do you know? Chance, you're the best thing to ever happen to Florida. You look good. Need some Swedish fish Hawaiian shirts. Thank you for the compliment. I don't know if I would say I'm the best thing to ever happen to Florida. Not even Florida arm wrestling, but I really appreciate that. I'm definitely trying my best to be the best that I can be, Adam. So thank you. And as far as Swedish fish Hawaiian shirts, I should look into that. Babe, you want to Google that?
Yeah.
Okay. Maggie's on it. When you come back home, do you plan on managing distractions? How do you plan on managing distractions? We'll see. I have a few different plans. It just depends how things fall over the next 6 weeks while I'm here in Sweden. So I'll have more information for you then, if that makes sense. But you're always going to be motivated when you have a matchup coming. I have a match with Todd Hutchings coming up in April 2nd. And then after that, I have a match with Brendan Lemon coming up June 4th. So I have matches lined up through June. So I'm going to be motivated enough at least to keep training, especially coming off a win with Sanders. Yo, Richard. What's up, Richard? Good luck in Turkey. Thank you for the 1,095 Swedish crown super chat. That's like $115 or something. That was very, very nice of you, Richard. Guys, I will be going to Gothenburg to hang out with Richard and the Gothenburg arm wrestlers February, the last weekend of February. I can't remember the exact date. So look forward to some good content there. I'll get to pull with all those guys. Hopefully we'll get some pulling footage and whatnot. But Richard, thank you very much for the good luck in Turkey, and thank you very much for the super chat. What a nice super chat. What's up, Jim Bob? Adam Jensen, Chance, Florida Man Shaw. That's me. He said that he doesn't want to risk injury. You're talking about Michael Todd. That's interesting. I wonder why he would think that he's going to get injured. Like, I know he has a match coming up left-handed, so staying off the left, that makes sense. But right-handed, I mean, he went on tour and pulled like every single day and wasn't worried about injury. And then, like, he pulls hard with Corey West, and then he invites like Don Underwood and Todd Hutchings and Ron Bath and everyone else to yank on his arm as hard as they can at practice. So I'm really not too sure the thought process there. I would have liked to see him pull with Hermes. Like they haven't pulled since what, like 2016 or something like that, when Hermes, which was much smaller, and Michael, in my opinion, wasn't as strong. So it'd be cool to see them pull after pull, but maybe we don't get to see. Michael Todd's his own man. He can make his own choices. Are you now just a super match puller, or will you still be pulling tournaments in the future? So last year I pulled like over 12 tournaments. It might be close to 20 tournaments. I haven't gone back and counted, but I'm definitely going to continue pulling tournaments. But I'm more, as a full-time arm wrestler now, like this is my only source of income is arm wrestling. I'm more enticed to go pull a super match where I'm offered a lump sum of money to be there and to win than I am to show up at a tournament where first place is like $200, right? Like, I still love arm wrestling. I love tournaments. I'm still going to go to as many as I can, but I'm going to have to make those decisions. Like, do I want to train for a tournament to basically not even break even on my travel costs, much less my training and everything else? Or would I rather pull a super match where I can make a couple $1,000s? Like, for me, it's an obvious choice when arm wrestling is a full-time job. So will I be pulling tournaments? Yes, but they will not be my main priority. Like, I'll probably still pull in Florida every now and again. I don't like to pull in Florida too often just because I get to pull all the Florida guys anyways in practice and stuff. And, like, you know, nothing against the Florida guys, but I think that I understand that in the right-handed spot, I'm kind of like first, and it's pretty clear. Like, Carl is really good, and I haven't pulled Andre in a few years, but maybe I'll get to pull with them. So anyways, my point is I don't like to pull Florida tournaments all that much because I don't want to take wins away from anyone. Like, it's really competitive in Florida, and then you have some guys that are outliers, and it kind of isn't as interesting when you see someone walk through everyone. So yeah, anyways, I will be pulling tournaments, just it's not going to be my main priority. What's up, Texas Piranha? Thanks for stopping by. Good luck out there. Do us proud. I plan on it. Thank you, buddy. Dan Hammerstrom, best of luck in Turkey. I'll be cheering for you. Sorry if I missed this question already. How long are you staying here in Sweden? Not a problem. I fly out March 23rd or 25th or something like that, sometime around there. I haven't really, I can't remember. But basically, I'm staying for a total of 10 weeks. and we're on week 4. So 6 more weeks. What's up, Tom Smith? Jake Collins, Michael Todd worried about an injury. Injuring the ego, maybe. I wouldn't say that. Maybe he has stuff working behind the scenes that we don't know about. Maybe he is possibly going to pull a match in March or April. And he should be careful if that's the case. Like if he has a high dollar or high prestige match coming up, like be careful. There's no reason to after pull and get injured. Like even if he smashes everyone in after pulling, he doesn't really gain anything because at the end of the day, it's just after pulling, right? Like most people can beat most other people if everything aligns right. And we'll never know all the details of after pulling. Now, that's coming from someone who has a lot of after pulling wins, but they don't really mean a whole lot. They need to happen in a tournament or in a super match. Will you be at the Swedish Nationals? Love from Stormin. Hey, Jim Bobble. I trained in Stormin not too long ago. Were you there? Did I train with you? But I will not be at Swedish Nationals. I think I fly out like a day or two before that. Had I known, I might have stayed an extra day or two just so I could have watched. But I can't be on the table at that time anyways because it's a week before my match with Todd Hutchings. Give me 1 second, guys. Got to stay hydrated, right? I think Michael beats Gennady comfortable, but against Hermes, I'd give him about a 7% chance of winning, says Pradeep. I say Michael has a 85% chance at beating Gennady, and I still favor Michael over Hermes. Personally, I say 60% over Hermes, but I think it'd be a good match. You think it's not even close, so I guess we'll have to different opinions there. Chance I'll be in Florida for like a week this summer. Would love to be able to meet up with a group out there. I think we will be in Destin, but not sure. Okay, so if you're up in the Panhandle, I think the Panhandle guys train with the Alabama guys. Texas Piranha, whenever you're closer to the date and you have more information, just hit me up on Facebook or on Discord or Instagram or whatever, and I'll set you up with the right group. And the Panhandle, their best guy is going to be Wilton Brock. He's really strong, and they have a nice little team up there. I've never trained with them, but I'm pretty sure they either train in Destin or they train in Alabama. I can't remember. Ingen's live. Man, you were lit. Yeah. Sterling, were you reading the comments? Me and Sandra's going back and forth. Jake Collins, he just announced a match with Ryan Espy in April. So you're right. Oh, yeah. Yes, Jake, but that's left-handed, right? Or is that both arms? I'm pretty sure it's just left, but it might be both. So if he's pulling Ryan, like even though he should be a heavy favorite against Ryan right-handed and a heavy underdog against Ryan left-handed, there's no reason for him to risk possible injury and like lose a match because he's not fresh, in my opinion. Yes, you did. I'm the young 16-year-old. Oh, what's up, dude? I'm glad you stopped in the live. I think Michael beats both. I agree. I think he does beat both, but I think the match is closer with Hermes. I mean, obviously the match would be closer with Hermes, right? Since Hermes just beat Gennady. Hydration is the key to Eddie Hall's success. I don't know the reference, but maybe it's not a reference, and it's just the key. Message you on Discord. Thanks. Yeah, not a problem. Okay. That's cool. It's a long visit. It's nice to have you here anyway. Any chance you practice pull live when you are here? I'm northerner, but I live in Uppsala between Gävle and Stockholm. Okay. If I'll do a live, I probably won't live stream practice. I would rather just keep recording it and posting it the next day or the night of. That's more my style, because on a live stream you kind of get grainy quality, and then I brought my nice camera so I can get better quality matches and things like that. So I probably won't live stream a practice, but I'll be recording most practices while I'm here. Hopefully I get to practice with everyone. I was supposed to practice with Tobias a week ago, but unfortunately he couldn't make it to practice. So I'm sure I'll get to pull with him like next week or the week after that. I'd like to try to get to Stockholm and pull with Vios. I'd say I want to get down to Nicholas Nanestad and Glenn Bankston, but I don't think it's going to be possible to make like that 6-hour drive from Yavla where I'm staying. So we'll see. I want to pull with everyone though, Dan, and like I said, I'm going to try recording every single practice so you guys can all see that content. Can't wait till you come back to Oklahoma someday and I actually get to practice pull with you. Yeah, Tommy Smith. We'll see. Maybe I end up in Oklahoma again. I'm not opposed to it. It's kind of difficult to see myself getting out there just because there's not really any good matches for me that I can think of. Maybe on the left hand, I could have a super match with someone or something and get back out there, but I don't know if my left is good enough for too many super matches. Although I do have a left-handed super match coming up in June against a newer guy who's like a low-level pro, which is where I'd put myself. So that'll be interesting to see if I can win. I think SP's right is still in no condition to pull. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how injured he was from October when he pulled Alex Krdecha. It's a reference. It was a meme of him saying he was dehydrated. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm not up on my memes, apparently. I actually met a guy down in Austin last night and met a guy that practices in your group. He is newer, but it was pretty neat to meet someone from out that way. Yes, I saw that. Why is his name escaping me? I pulled with him like 5 times. He trains on our team. I talked to him. He drives the camper on the back of his truck. Man, I feel bad for not remembering, but my head's all jumbled. But I know exactly who you're talking about. That's cool that you got to pull with him, or at least meet with him. That Austin practice looked pretty insane though. Devin just like holding Dimitri Kachan is nuts. Maybe Dimitri's not in that good of shape since he doesn't have any matches coming up. But even still, like an out of shape Dimitri just holding him with ease 4 months out from his match is kind of like nuts. Derek will be in Longview, Texas, March 19th. Oh, right. Derek is doing the seminar in Texas, right? I believe so. What's up, Robert Schidler? Thanks for stopping by, buddy. It would be really cool to see you pull Tobias. He's very good in my opinion. Would be nice to see how he would do against you. Yeah, I mean, it would just be practice. It's not like super matches or ready goes or anything. But I know Tobias is the best guy in Sweden. So, you know, while I'm here in Sweden, I'd love to pull with the best guys. I was going to be trying to train with Eric Fahlgren on my drive back from Stormen. But at that point, it would have been my 6th or 7th day in a row arm wrestling, and my arms were like fried. I would have lost to Maggie. So there was no reason to stop and pull with Eric. But maybe I'll get to pull with Eric Fahlgren too. Maybe Eric can drive down or something, and me and him and Tobias can get some good content in. You were a busy dude. I get it. Taking over the world. I'll take you, Lefty. Yeah, why not? Let's pull Lefty. Weren't we talking about that on Nico's stream a couple nights ago? Yep, that's him. Don't remember his name. Thoughts on SB being upset with people dodging tournaments to preserve their rank? I can't speak for everyone, but I kind of touched on why I personally take super matches over tournaments. When a tournament is offering like $100 or $200 or even $300 to win in a class of 20 guys, for me, it makes less sense to do that rather than have a super match where I'm making a couple thousand. So again, I can't speak for everyone. I don't know if there are people that are specifically not pulling tournaments just to preserve their rank. But if you take arm wrestling serious, it's nice to be rewarded in compensation. And trophies are great and everything, but it doesn't spend. Like cash pays bills, right? So I personally will continue to keep taking super matches over pulling tournaments. I'm not going to avoid tournaments, but if I have to pick between one or the other, it's going to be a super match all day. Plus, Super matches get more viewability. So if you're a YouTuber, they do better than tournaments, at least in my finding. So, you know, I don't think that pullers should specifically dodge tournaments if they're not pulling super matches. Like, you should be as active as you can be. I was super active in 2021. I hope to be as active in 2022. We'll see. But yeah, don't dodge tournaments. But if you have a choice, you know, sometimes you have to pick what's right for you. Lots of people out here just letting everyone pound on his arm. Yeah, that's correct. He's doing a seminar in Longview in Houston. That's what I thought. How's the food over there? Yo, what's up, Jason Merlot? It's good to see you, buddy. The food, honestly, it's okay. Basically, if you want to eat out, you have like 3 options. You have like the pizza and kebab place, which there's 100 different ones. You have Asian food, which there's like 100 different ones, or you have burgers, which you have like McDonald's, Burger King, and a place called Max, which is like Swedish fast food burgers. And that's really it. So, like, don't get me wrong, it's good, but like in the US, we're used to so many different types of food. Like,
Only fast food, though.
I want to eat at Chipotle or something like that. Like after a workout and I don't feel like cooking or something, or Maggie doesn't feel like cooking either, it'd be nice to go to Chipotle and get a bowl with double meat and like, you know, just kill it. But like, I'm not going to go and get a pizza after training. Like that's just seems off for McDonald's or something. Not when I'm in prep mode anyways. I'm missing some comments. What's your prediction for Paul Lynn and Ron Bath? Paul is my boy. I'm a huge fan of Ron. I have to say Ron should be the favorite. They had a practice poll, which again is only practice. They had a practice poll 2020 maybe when Travis was there and Todd Hutchings was there. And Ron was too much for Paul at that point. I think Ron has maybe fallen down a little bit. And Paul has gotten a bit better. I don't know if it's going to be enough of a swing. And I know that Paul Lynn doesn't want to get any heavier. Like he didn't like being as heavy as he was when he pulled John Brzenk. So I think Ron should be the favorite here, like 3-1 roughly. But I'll be rooting for Paul 100%. How do you feel about my boy Breida's chances? I think Breida's super overlooked in this card. Like, I'm super excited to see how he does. The guy he's facing should be the favorite, just as the guy I'm facing should be the favorite. But I will not be surprised at all if Breida pulls out the upset. Like, not even a little bit. I'm super excited to see that match. And, of course, I'm rooting for Breida. What do you think about Alex Krdecha, and how do you think he favors with our top 5 and A guys? I think Alex Krdecha is getting really good really quick. And I think that what I want to see is Alex pull Dave and give us a little bit more information. So Alex has beat Tobias. He beat Krasimir 4-3, so it was really close. And then he beat Hermes. That was the really big one, right? But Hermes, as good as he is also like we don't have that much information on him. He beat Gennady, but Gennady hasn't pulled in 3 years. And then he beat Matt Mask, who is a good win, but Matt maybe is around top 10 in North America. He's not one of the top 5 guys. Like there's a big difference between Matt and Dave. So it's hard to say. I think that Devin, Michael, and Dave can give him a match. I don't know if anyone else in North America can. Like Todd Hutchings is strong enough, but when you're pulling someone who's 6'8", I think that's like an impossible match for Todd Hutchings. I think Alex could be as good as rank 2 in the world right now, or he could be closer to like 8 in the world right now. So it's interesting. I think that he beats anyone outside of the top 3 North Americans, just out of predictions. I think that he probably beats Dave and Michael too, but I wouldn't bet on those matches. We don't mind you guys. Hold on. I lost where I was. We don't mind you top guys staying out of state level tournaments. Yeah, I mean, like if you're prepping, right, and you know that you have no business pulling Michael Todd, and then Michael Todd shows up to your state tournament, like whoops everyone easy, it's kind of like, what'd you do that for? Like, let me try to win. Like, if you know you're competitive with the other top 3 guys, and then someone just shows up and whoops you, it's like, it's less fun. I mean, for me, it's fun because I like to feel that top level of power, but not at every tournament. Like, that's a little demotivating, I think. Tournaments created super match through scarcity. The need for super matches is fine, but it's akin to eating nothing but cake and no vegetables. The thing is, like, I think we just need a really good tournament. Like, if we had a tournament that was split into 4 weight classes, like Wall did it, and we had 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, like that's your top 4 payout. That's enough money to pull the top guys. So you need 20,000 each arm, 40,000 times 4. So you need $160,000, in my opinion. Then you'll really get the top 20 guys in North America. Every single one will be competing to see if they can get that money. That's where you're going to get the crazy thing, the crazy turnout. But if like Devin and Michael are making stupid money on their super matches, let's be honest, like they're flying out to Dubai and having it with this crazy production, and that's going to pay a lot more than a tournament. Because even though tournaments are really cool for arm wrestlers, to have big viewership to watch a tournament is difficult because it's boring. Like, I enjoy it, but even most arm wrestlers don't want to sit through a 12-hour tournament. It gets a little boring. It's nice to see the results. It's nice to see finals, but most people don't watch the whole thing through. So when you look at it from a business perspective, it's going to be really difficult for a business to raise $160,000. Let's even call it half that, $80,000. Put that up for grabs at a tournament and see any type of return off of it, because they're not going to get viewership, so it's not going to be paid through pay-per-view. And I don't think that, like, putting up banners or saying that it's sponsored by a company, I just don't think we're there yet. Like, they're not going to get the return. So I could be wrong, but this is why I think it's gone to super matches, because your athlete can make more money and your business can make more money. So it's a win-win for both. It's not a win for all the fans, I understand, but it has to be a business at the end of the day. Can't wait for you to come to Gothenburg. Hope Richard has told you about our heavyweights. I'm the lightweight that can hang out with them. Yes, Richard has told me, and I'm excited to get out there. Devin versus Levon. Of course, Levon is the favorite. I think in a shutout, I'm betting Devin. I don't think Levon can 6-0 him. I'm not saying I think Devin can win, but I think Devin can get one at least. Yeah, I hear you. Sounds like tough voices if you're not cooking and stuff. Focusing on. Oh, and your buddy Artem is stepping up to pull left-handed against you in Pennsylvania. Really? I didn't know that. Artem's my boy, but I think that he's a huge underdog. Babe, the computer's about to die. Can you
The chargers are behind you.
Can you plug it in for me?
No. I can't get to that.
All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'll catch up on the comments.
Sorry.
Big charger.
I know. Driving crazy.
That's not long enough. Oof. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. I got to figure something out. I don't know what all this stuff is. Do I have a Type-C adapter? I do, but that's for the webcam. I'm at 6%. Hold on.
That's going to die. That last 5%.
All right, we're going to go sit in the kitchen.
Tell them we'll just turn the TV off.
Hey, I'm live right now on YouTube. So, but the laptop's going to die, so I got to sit out here.
Do you want Asian food, babe?
Do I want Asian food? Not particularly. I'll just eat more tacos. Or I'll just eat the ground beef and rice. All right. Sorry for that. But I'm good now. I forgot the laptop battery does not last that long. Oh, so I'm going to have to scroll past some stuff, I think. Oh, no, I'm already caught up. Perfect. Right, so Artem's pulling you left, and I think that you'll probably beat him 3-0. But who knows? You know, Artem shows up sometimes. I just don't think I can touch you left, and I just beat Artem in December. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. I think when Michael pulls Hermes, we can get a better gauge of his level. Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see Hermes pull one of the top 3 North Americans. Because who knows? Like, maybe Dave kills Hermes 6-0, and then we're like, is Hermes a little overrated? Yeah. Or maybe even Tim Bresnan and Hermes is close. Like, I don't think that's the case. I think Hermes will beat Tim, but what if Tim beat Hermes? Then it's like everything's kind of out of whack as far as world ranking skill. Ron might not be very fresh after East versus West, especially if his match ends up being a war. Yes, that's true. Ron is pulling FA left and Zurab right, but his match, he has a few weeks of rest. I think he has enough time between East versus West and his match with Paul Lynn where that shouldn't be too impactful, in my opinion. Yavla isn't known for its rich cuisine. Yeah. How does your pro arm wrestling dietary plan look like? Still hooked on gummy bears? No candy. That's a lie. I had one Dame chocolate bar because I love Dame, and I missed it since I was here 3 years ago. But basically just tons of ground beef, tons of rice, good amount of vegetables. Tuesdays we do tacos, but it's just ground beef and like a little bit of sour cream and cheese on a tortilla, and then I'll have rice with it. And then after, with the leftover ground beef, I just do ground beef and rice. So basically it's just ground beef and rice for the most part. What is your most anticipated match on this card? Other than myself, because of course I'm most excited for my own match. If I am not most excited for my own match, what am I doing? I think for me, the most interesting match is probably Arif and Hermes. We know Arif is a WAF champ. We know Arif is ranked somewhere between 10 and 20 in the world. So if Arif beats Hermes, then it kind of tells us Hermes isn't quite as good as we thought, and Arif is a little bit better than we thought. I think we get a lot of information from that match. And then, of course, the other one would be John and Zoliev. Like, does John still have what he needs to have to beat Zoliev? It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know. Those are my top 2 matches. I think those are the 2 closest matches that I really, really care about. Like every single match on the card is really cool. You have 16, 17 matches. So that'll be really interesting. Oh, and Schoolboy and Herman. I think that gives us a lot of information about where Schoolboy is. Can Schoolboy beat average Herman? Like not trained, not untrained, but not peaked Herman. Because if he can, then it tells us Schoolboy is at this level in North America, at least top 20 in North America, in the super heavyweight class, that is, in my opinion. Where are we? As a total newbie, I think tournaments are for getting table time, but super matches how you make a career out of it. That's a good way to look at it, for sure. Arm wrestling, arm wrestling should take a serious look at how sumo is organized. Champions get elder stock. They control sumo, not promoters. Ad revenue stays in sumo and distributed. That's interesting. I'm not too familiar with how that works, Coliseum arm wrestling. That's kind of what Ingen is doing, though. By the way, guys, if you haven't bought the East versus West event, go on coresports.tv, I think it is. Sign up, make an account, buy it. It's $12. You're getting an amazing value. You're getting a match for less than $1. You got 17 matches for $12. It's a nuts value. So definitely go buy that. The reason I bring that up, though, is because Ingen is organizing this event. And if it breaks even, great. If he makes money on it, all the money is getting put into the next event. Ingen, obviously, is a legend, one of the greatest arm wrestlers of all time. And he loves arm wrestling, and he just wants to see great matches. So I think having Ingen in control of funds is a really safe thing to do, because he's already shown he's willing to put the money out of his own pocket to make these big matches happen. So back to what you were saying with sumo, if Ingen becomes the top promoter for world level matches, I think we're all getting benefited. And then it seems more similar to at least what you're saying sumo is. But I'll look into that. That's interesting, Coliseum. Thanks for bringing that up. Ranking has been a hot topic lately. How do you think the top 5 to 10 in North America looks like in 10 years? 10 years, Derek, Corey, and myself will be at the top. I have no idea in what order. Derek, I've always said, I think that Derek is the most genetically gifted North American arm wrestler. He's 6'8", huge hand. He can hook, he can top roll, he can press. I think Derek will probably be the number one North American before the next 10 years. Then you have myself and Corey behind him. As of today, Corey's the favorite. Who knows what happens with time? It's impossible to tell. You have, let's see, Dave Chafee will probably be getting too old. I mean, I say that, but then you have Ron Beth, who's still very competitive at 60. So Dave Chafee, Devin, Michael will be falling off. Todd Hutchings, Tim Brasden will be falling off. Who knows? The top North American in North American arm wrestling might not even be arm wrestling yet. The top guy 10 years from now might not even be in arm wrestling, or might just be starting. So it's hard to gauge. I would have to say us three are kind of the top guys as of now. Pavlo might still be young enough where he can be really competitive at that age. I'm not too sure how old he is, maybe late 30s. So it's a hard question to answer, Dan. We'll find out with time. Hermes has beef with Michael Todd. Hermes in his last video mentioned something about being disrespected or something. Anyone catch that? I have not watched his latest video yet, Billy. Hermes might have a little bit of beef with Michael because Michael beat him last time they pulled, but Michael beat him on fouls, so maybe he's a little upset about that. I'm not too sure. Dame is king, so carbs and protein sounds dry enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting fat from the ground beef. I get 85% or something. I think it's 85% lean ground beef. So I'm still getting some fat in there as well. I'm looking forward to Prudnik and Morzov. Yeah, what an awesome match. Morzov really, really coming up over the last couple of years out of Kazakhstan. And then you have Prudnik, who is a staple elite arm wrestler for the last maybe decade, at least over the last 5-6 years. So it's going to be interesting to see. This is another case of, can the young up-and-coming guy beat a legend? I hope he can. I'm going to be rooting for Morzov, not because I like him more than Prudnik or anything, because I don't really know either of them, but just because I want to see the young guys win. So that will be an interesting match. And I think Tobias Sprung versus Morzov left-handed is going to be interesting too, because you have two young up-and-coming pullers who are both very elite. They've both proven themselves as very elite on the left hand, and now you get to see him face. I know Morzov has the last win. I think that was in 2019. WAF 2019, or maybe it was Lottie. I can't remember exactly. I just know Morzov has the last win. So that'll be interesting to see who has made more progression since then. If it's close, they've made about the same progression. Billy Collins. I think Hermes called out both Michael and Devin. That's what I heard. Okay. Hermes is calling out everyone. He wants to be the man, and he is busy, and he's pulling everyone that comes his way, and I respect that. So Good on Hermes. Sounds like a vertical diet from Stan Efferding, very popular in strength sports. So I haven't researched vertical diet enough. I've been told by numerous people that I should be eating in a vertical diet, which is, as I understand it, like eating a very limited amount of food, not quantity wise, but like types of food and just eating what your body needs. But I don't have enough knowledge to know too much about vertical diet or comment too much there, but maybe I should read about that because I know it is popular in strength sports. And I think arm wrestling is behind when it comes to being with the times and training for strength and dieting for strength and supplementation for strength and things like this. Because arm wrestlers, we're kind of in a funny boat where like not everything, like not all strength fundamentals carry over perfectly. I know Todd Hutchings will probably disagree with me, but you get stronger from arm wrestling and doing weird movements. And so it's a little bit, you have to experiment a little bit, but things like diet, nutrition, and supplements, those don't vary too much. And recovery, that's another big thing. Arm wrestlers don't care about recovery nearly as much as they should, like getting physiotherapy done or sports massage done or needling or whatever, cupping, whatever your cup of tea is for recovery. I think that it needs to happen, especially before big matches, after big matches, to keep your body healthy and to give you good longevity in the sport without walking around with arms like this and you can't extend and all this stuff. I would be deformed if it meant I was going to be the best arm wrestler in the world, but I would rather have normal mobility and flexibility and not give up quality of life. And I think doing proper recovery is a big part of that. Arm wrestling needs a global federation so it can get into the Olympics and really blow up. I would love for arm wrestling to be in the Olympics. It'd be huge for arm wrestling. We have the WAF, or we had the WAF as kind of that organization, and then the split happened, and now it's even less because WAF wasn't even looked at. It wasn't even that close to getting in the Olympics. Like it was still maybe 10 years away from what I understand. And then the split happened. So now it's like, who knows if it'll ever happen. And if it does happen, it's going to be a long time from now. I think the issue was, if I'm not mistaken, because they've been working on this since like 2000, arm wrestlers failed drug tests too often. So that's why it wasn't in the Olympics, from what I understand. I'm not the best guy to speak on that. Someone like Josh Grant might have a lot more information than I do. Not buying the East versus West card is just stupid. The fan community needs to support this for the future of the sport. Absolutely. And I think I still have the link copied. Let me see. Yeah, I do. So I just posted the link, guys. Click the link, sign up, buy the pay-per-view if you haven't already. It's way, way important for you to do it. Why is everyone so hurt about Derek rising in the rankings? Thomas, basically, this is my opinion from the outside. I'm a guy that got jumped in the rankings. Most guys that got jumped in the rankings, or at least everyone that I talked to, didn't care. Corey West was a bit upset about it because he feels that he can beat Derek. He may or may not be able to. I don't really know. But so Corey was a bit upset about it. Corey got upset at me because I made the move. I moved Derek over Corey because Corey beat Tim Bresnan. And then Michael Todd got involved. And then Michael Todd, because of the size of his channel and the things that he said and the things that Corey said on Michael Todd's channel, it got people a lot of misinformation. And I think that's part of the reason that the video is down now. But people were misinformed about what happened. So then a lot of unnecessary drama happened. I don't think it would have happened had everyone just sat on their thoughts for a week and talked it over with arm wrestlers within the community. I think a lot of it could have been avoided, but when you're so passionate about something, you get emotional about it, you say things that maybe you shouldn't, and then everything gets kind of misconstrued. So people were upset mostly about Derek rising in the rankings because Corey West was upset, which got Michael Todd and Rebecca upset. And then it kind of went off to places it shouldn't have. But that's just my opinion. Ask Corey, he has a different opinion, or Michael or Derek, and they probably all have different opinions. That's just my opinion. Good call. I'm very confident that you, Derek, and Corey will be the apex predators by then. Yeah, I'm really interested in John and Todd. I feel Schoolboy beats Herman. Schoolboy's definitely big enough, 280. 6'4", I think, 6'4", 280, 6'5", 280, something like that. Big dude. But then I just think Wayne Withers, who is an elite, super heavyweight North American arm wrestler. He's not the top 5 guy, but he's a top 10 guy. He has lost to Herman before because Herman can just hold and make you really, really arm wrestle in positions that you're not typically comfortable with. So if Herman is able to do that with Schoolboy, it'll be interesting to see if Schoolboy can adjust from there. I'm not saying that he can or can't. I'm just saying that I think it can be interesting. Strong Arm Production, what's up? What's up? Brzenk now, who wins? Where does Brzenk rank in North America? John Brzenk's ranked number 1 at 220 pounds in North America, or 100 kilos. In the hook rankings, and then you have the arm fighter rankings, which places him second at 231 or 105 kilos to Todd Hutchings. I would say John Brzenk's ranked somewhere between rank 5 and rank 10 overall in North America. I've put out a couple, hey, this is my opinion on Facebook. It seems most people agree that he's somewhere between 6 and 10. As far as who wins now, I know that I'm a much better, stronger, more prepared version today than I was in July. Who's to say that John hasn't progressed even more because he's coming back? It's impossible to know unless we pull again. John should be the favorite. He won last time. He should be favored to win this time if we pull again. But I understand a little bit more after pulling him the way that he's probably going to pull me. I understand what my weakness was, and I have progressed in strength. So I like to think that I can make it even closer match than it was before. Halfdior and Brian Shaw have been on vertical diet explains enough. Okay. Chance, have you ever thought about getting that spring arm? I believe Bowen uses. Oh, the Sabin Bedeleski or whatever, his spring thing. I think someone in Florida, Stephen Lefebvre, has made one similar, and I'm going to go practice on it when I get back to Florida. So I have never tried it, but I'll try something very similar to it when I'm back. I'm not sure if it's going to be great for training or not so great or whatever. What happened with Burgoyne? Should you defeat Hutchings, where would you rank yourself? So Evan Burgoyne tested positive for COVID either last night or this morning. I'm not too sure, but he tested positive for COVID, so he couldn't board his flight. Pretty simple as far as that goes. After I defeat Hutchings, where would I rank myself? In North America, in my mind, it goes that Hutchings is the 4th best arm wrestler in North America. Right, because I'm not going to count Jerry until he pulls someone. I'm just going to pretend that he doesn't exist because who knows? Maybe he's strong enough where he's beating Dave Chafee again and like maybe even beating Michael Todd again, or maybe he's still weak and I whoop him. Like that's a huge swing. So I'm not even going to place him. So North America, Devin, Michael, Dave, Todd Hutchings, and it was Tim Bresnan 5. Now it's Derek 5. Derek and Todd Hutchings have not pulled recently. If I beat Todd Hutchings, I would put myself at 5. I would put Derek at 4 and Todd Hutchings at 6. Corey at 7, since Todd did beat Corey. That would kind of be my opinion, and I think that's how the rankings would fall as well. If I lose to him, of course, there's no change. Even if I went 3-2 with him, I don't think that – I'd have to double check the rankings, but I don't think that would bump him or me. I just donated $100 for the shirt. Nice, Mark. I thought the GoFundMe was closed, though. Did they reopen it? I don't know too much about the GoFundMe, Mark, but if you did, well, thank you for donating to East versus West. All that money goes towards getting Ingen his initial investment paid back and then setting up the next card. So really, really appreciate that, Mark. It's great for our sport that you were able to donate that. And I think that I'll sign it. It says signed by all athletes. I don't know if it's truly all because that's like 30 athletes, but if it is, then I'll be signing it. So thank you. Clerks 93, what's up, buddy? Been a while. Good to see you. Cobra Vovoda, Chance. I do a lot of heavy curls, but then do stagnant curls. This helps my arm wrestling. What do you do with weights to improve? So, stagnant. Do you mean just like holds? You do holds with bicep curls? As far as what do I do? Like I said earlier in the stream, I'm running Brandon Allen's strength program, so I'll be running that at least for the next few months and see how that does for me. It's a lot of general strength training. I did deadlift for the first time. I did overhead press for the first time. I did squats for the first time, all like a few weeks ago. And I will continue doing general strength training. Plus, there's some arm wrestling movement in there as well. Wait, can you beat Schoolboy? Osvaldo, Schoolboy and I have never pulled, so it's impossible to tell you yes or no. I would like to think that I can, but maybe he crushes me. Maybe I crush him. We won't know. Once he pulls Herman, we'll have at least a little bit more data. Even though Herman and I have never pulled, Herman and I have pulled some of the same guys, so we kind of know roughly the level. Brandon Bergs, let's go, Chance. Thank you. Valentine, hey, good luck, Chance. Thank you, buddy. Hey, congratulations. I saw you did pretty well at WAF, so congratulations there. And, hey, when are you coming back to Florida? Let's get some more pulling in, dude. Jury had a match against Todzilla in 2019. Haven't seen him since, so it makes sense not putting him in the rankings. Yeah, his last match, I think, was Ryan Espy, which was like October of 19, if I'm not mistaken. I think Todd Hutchings was like August or something. It's hard to remember, but it's been too long, almost 3 years since he's pulled. If I say that he's 4, he could be 10. If I say that he's 8, he could be 2. Like, who knows? I just want to see him arm wrestle. Do you think John Brzenk is at least top 10 in North America? Yeah, Efren Sanchez. Like I said, I think that he ranks somewhere between 6 and 10 in North America. Yeah, I see Herman pull Wayne in Waxahachie, Texas. Yeah. Travis put on, but Wayne was dominating and went through several people before someone could stop Wayne. Yes. So, and then Herman and Wayne also pulled in, when was it? I think it was Alabama State Championships or something like that, very close to it. And then Herman was able to get the win that day. 150 T-shirts to sign. That's awesome. That means 150 people donated $100 or more. That's really good that we were able to crowdfund that much money to get this event happening. And I'm blessed to be a part of it. Ingen was gracious enough to let me pull in it. I asked him, hey, can I pull in it? Basically, I need to get myself there, and I can pull in the match. So I'm getting myself there. I get an amazing opponent on an amazing card, and I think I get to bring a good show. So I'm happy that I'm part of such an amazing event. The official GoFundMe ended on the 31st. Okay, but Ingen made a post that the community can still reach out to him for donations via email to support the event and get a signed T-shirt. Gotcha, Mark. So you donated directly to Ingen. Perfect. I think that's even better because then GoFundMe doesn't take their cut. I don't know what that was, maybe 10%, 20%. I think it's transaction-based percent-wise, so it's not an exact percent. But either way, that means all the money is going towards the event. So thank you, Mark, for that. Guys, that means if you want a signed T-shirt signed by all the athletes, you donate $100 directly to Ingen, and then he'll get you that signed T-shirt. I almost want to pay the $100 to get a signed T-shirt from all these athletes. I mean, what an amazing piece of history to have a signed shirt from all the athletes in the greatest arm wrestling card of all time. It's pretty cool. Hope to see you in Istanbul. Oh, Valentine, will you be there? If you're there, then you'll definitely see me, and we'll get to do some side pulling maybe. Hey, Chance, will you be in any tournaments, not super matches, but tournaments this year? As of now, no, but I usually always pull King of Florida That's usually around August in Florida. So I'll probably pull that, and then I'll probably pull the Florida State Championships in December, assuming no one calls me. Like, if King of the Table called me, hey, Chance, can you be in Dubai in December? I'll pay this much money to pull this person. I'm not going to say no to that. But as of now, the plan will probably be to pull those 2 tournaments. Maybe a promoter reaches out and wants me to pull one of their tournaments and covers my travel or something like that, and I'll do that. But again, I'm a full-time arm wrestler, so if no one is paying me to do something on the same date as someone is paying me to do something different, I have to take the pay. 9 times out of 10. I hope that makes sense. Good luck on your match. Let's go. Thank you, my channel for fun. 18K just from shirt sales. Nice. Yeah, that's huge. Even though I think I spoke to Ingen, and like the event as a whole is costing something like close to 6 figures. So 18K is really nice and huge, but it's still just a fraction of the money needed to be raised total. So I really hope the pay-per-view does well. Again, if you guys have not bought the pay-per-view, I'm going to link it one more time here. Go buy the pay-per-view. It's $12. You get like 16 matches, 17 matches, something like that. It's less than $1 a match, and all these matches are worth more than that, much more than that. I mean, we're paying $5 for matches like Todd Hutchings versus Lachlan or Derek versus Tim. Don't get me wrong, great matches, but they don't hold a candle to some of these matches. So definitely support the event and buy East versus West too. Why do Monster and Corey think that you rank Todd high to set yourself up in the future? They said this in the Monster channel. Thomas, again, Corey and Michael got emotional and said things that they didn't even ask me about. They made accusations. They said negative things about me. And then I reached directly out to Rebecca, like, hey, people are telling – I didn't see the live. People are telling me this and that. Like, you guys could have just asked me, hey, why is this way? I explained it to them, and they were like, oh, like, I'm sorry. And then everything's good. So like I just explained before, if I were to beat Todd Hutchings, I would go below Derek and above Todd Hutchings, of course. And then the ranking would be like Devin, Michael, Dave. Number 4 would be Derek. Number 5 would be me. Number 6, Todd Hutchings. 7, Tim Bresnan. And 8, Corey West. So, of course, I would jump Corey West. I am beating someone that Corey just lost to. If I even beat Todd Hutchings, this is a big if. But I did not rank Todd Hutchings so I could jump Corey. But Corey just beat – or, I mean, Todd just beat Corey. So, I mean, it's just common sense rankings. I didn't leave Todd above Derek so I can jump Derek, because I'm not going to jump Derek if I beat Todd. So just to set things clear as far as that goes. When did you start arm wrestling, and when did you decide to really go bananas and make it pro? Dan, I started arm wrestling in April of 2015. My first tournament, I didn't even know I was going to compete in. I was going just to watch. And then my dad signed me up, and he was like, they called my name, and I was like, oh, I'm pulling. And then like he laughed, and I ended up pulling. It was 200. The class was 200 plus amateurs. It was a WAL qualifier. I ended up taking second to this giant dude. He used to be a lineman in the NFL for the Rams. I don't remember his name. He was like 6'7", like 380, just jack dude. So he crushed me, of course, but I actually beat a lot of people in my first tournament ever, and I was pretty excited about that. So that was the first time. And after that, I mean, I wanted to be good at arm wrestling. I wanted to be great at arm wrestling. I ended up competing like 10 times that year. My third tournament ever, I was 2 months in, and I drove all the way to Georgia, and I pulled in like 5 classes, like teens left and right, and amateur left and right, and 2 weight classes, and then like pro left and right. Like I as soon as I tried arm wrestling, I loved it. I won my first pro event. It was a Florida State Championship, February of the following year, February 2016. I won a 13-man class undefeated, 9 months in. So I would say that's when I would have considered myself like a pro, but I wasn't making money yet, if you consider that a pro. And I started taking super matches like 2 months in the sport. So like I said, as soon as I started arm wrestling, I was in. I was in. It's basically been my life since then. There was a period of time in 2020, late 2019, early 2020, where I was like, kind of bored with arm wrestling. I'm going to quit. And I was telling my training partner, and then I lost to Ryan Bowen, and then I'm like, oh my God, I can't quit now. Like, I have to redeem myself. And that's kind of when I ended up going on a pretty good win streak after that and getting all sorts of good wins. So I hope that answers your questions. I want to frame mine and put it on a wall. Marco, that's a good idea because really it's an amazing shirt. Maybe I'll make a donation. I missed the whole t-shirt thing. Yeah, Dan, if you or anyone else wants to donate for a shirt, reach out to Ingen directly on Facebook, Ingen Terzi, and I guess you can donate $100 to him, and he'll add a shirt to the list. Confirm it with him. Don't just send him $100 because I don't know how long that's good for. Of course, the event is in like less than a week. So, anyways, I got a pitch for you. Signed Hawaiian shirt. Do you call them Hawaiian shirt over there? Is there a Swedish thing? Yeah, it's a Hawaiian shirt. If you want me to sign a Hawaiian shirt and send it to you and make me a donation, I'm in, Dan. Sold. No problem. I would appreciate it. And if that's something that you want, I'll do it. No problem. I really want a branded Hawaiian shirt that has like Tugboat logos on it and like arm wrestling stuff on it. But I don't know how to do it without it being like printed onto the material. Because when it's laser printed onto the material, it's really expensive to produce a shirt. It's something like $40 to produce. Then you have shipping, and then to get it to me, and if there's any resale value in it, you guys would have to be paying like $70 a shirt. That's just unreasonable. So I want to find out if there's a way to get in contact with a textile manufacturer or something like that who can make the fabric. And if you have the fabric, the cost of the shirt can go way down. I think it's like $10 or $15 a shirt, maybe a little higher because I'm not mass producing them. Even if it's $30 a shirt, it's like half the price, right? So if anyone knows anything about any textile or making t-shirts, hit me up and maybe you can help me out with something. Just hanging up with an email. If you want, you can ask either athletes or for a specific signing school. Not sure if your dad was trolling you or not, but I'm glad that he put you on the list. No, he wasn't trolling me. He just wanted me to compete. He had competed, let's see, the August before. I want to say it was August. It might have even been June, something. He competed 6-8 months before that at Europa, and he won the amateur class undefeated, and I thought it was super cool from then. I had arm wrestled once or twice in practice with Craig Sublair and Brandon Morris and Artem and those guys. And so I didn't think I was nearly ready to compete, but then he threw me in and it just worked out really, really well. So I'm glad he threw me in there too. Chance, what do you think of Corey West versus Todd Hutchings and promoted Kong versus Zilla type way? I think that they pulled too recently to have a rematch. I'm not saying things couldn't change. They definitely could. Corey could come out with a win this time. Corey could 3-0 him. Todd could 3-0 him. Who knows? But I just don't think – I don't think it's enough time has passed for them to have a rematch. I'd like to see Corey pull Tim Bresnan. I'd like to see Todd Hutchings. Like, if Todd Hutchings beats me in the fashion that he plans to beat me, which is really easy, Todd Hutchings pulling like Michael Todd might be really fun. If I beat Todd, I think it opens up other matches. It's really hard to give a perfect answer on that. But I think that it would be cool to market it like that, Cobra. Don't get me wrong. It's just not the right time yet. The Murder Bird. They did close the GoFundMe, but you can reach out to Ingen directly, send him the money, give him your email, and you can get a Hawaiian shirt. I'm reading another comment. You can get a signed athlete shirt. So if you want to donate, if you still want to get a shirt, you still can. It just has to be through Ingen directly and not GoFundMe. Tugboat Hawaiian shirt, I would for sure buy that. Yeah, I think it would be super cool to have, but again, like, to make it happen, I think I would need a decent size investment, and I would need to find a textile manufacturer, but I don't know how fabric manufacturing goes. And then once I have a fabric, I don't know necessarily the best way to go about finding a Hawaiian t-shirt manufacturer who can just throw this fabric in their machine and mass produce the shirts. Let's say I find all of that, then like who's giving me the initial investment of like 10 grand to make these shirts, and do I ever recoup the money? I think things get really complicated because arm wrestling is so small to make shirts like that. So I don't know if it'll ever be possible, but if anyone knows a way to make it possible without crazy amounts of money, let me know, because I want it to happen. And I want to deliver a nice quality shirt. I've been thinking about just releasing t-shirts, but I don't even wear I guess I'm wearing a t-shirt now. I wear t-shirts at the gym and stuff, but when I'm competing, everyone knows I wear Hawaiian shirts. So it's kind of cool to have a staple brand item to be able to sell so people can wear the same thing that I'm wearing. And I think that it's just a lot more genuine of a shirt if I can do that. So we'll see. Yeah, they can't complain if you beat Todd to be ranked above Corey since he lost to Todd. Yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty cut and dry. And I'm not saying I'm going to beat Todd, and I'm not saying I can beat Corey. I'm just saying if I do beat Todd, I fail to see an argument why it can't be ranked above Corey. Then Corey will say stuff like I'm ducking him and blah, blah, blah. But I've been pretty open and honest with my intentions from the start before I was ranked, and I think even before Corey was ranked. For softball, we bought a ton of shirts from Walmart for like $4 to $6 and paid to put our logo on separately. Yeah, I can definitely get a t-shirt made for relatively cheap and sell those. But I'm talking a Hawaiian t-shirt, like having the fabric. If you ever had a Hawaiian t-shirt, the fabric itself is what has the design on it. It's not like a blank Hawaiian t-shirt that they then put the design onto. I could probably find like blank Hawaiian t-shirts and get the design put on the back. I might have to go that route. It's just not as cool as having a legitimate Hawaiian t-shirt where the fabric is the design. Hey, Emil, Pontus wants me to tell you have ligma. Yeah, he said thank you if you didn't hear him. Pontus. Top 5 arm wrestlers in the world right now. I'll start with saying this. I don't think we have enough information for me to give an accurate top 5. I don't think anyone can give a truly accurate top 5. Someone might be able to guess it, and then events happen, and they're like, "Hi, I told you so," but really we don't have enough information. Based off of the information that we have now, I'm going to go Levon. Levon for sure is a lock. Then here where I think 2, 3, and 4 are all like possibly super close. Devin, Vitaly, Alex. And I'm going to go that order. Devin, Vitaly, Alex. So Devin 2, Vitaly 3, Alex 4, Chafee 5. Michael. I'll put Michael 5, Chafee 6. But who knows? Like maybe Michael Todd beats – maybe Alex beats Vitaly, and then Michael beats Alex, and then Alex beats Devin, and then Devin beats Michael. Like there's a lot of ifs, like if this, then that can happen in those top guys. And Hermes I would throw at number 7 probably. And I think 7 through 2, it's very competitive. And then 1, it's a bit of a gap, but I think that gap is only getting smaller. So, yeah. My final say – off the top of my head, Levon, Devin, Vitaly, Alex, Michael, Dave, Hermes. But I think that could be switched up in any way. 2 through 7 could be randomly shuffled and then dealt out, and it could just be just as accurate. I'm always wondering how good someone can be if they trained with the Latvians. A lot of respect that you have gone to Europe to step up your game. Thank you. Well, we'll get to find out how good Latvia is. When I say we, I will get to find out how good Latvia is. Of course, I'm pulling Sandris, who's the strongest Latvian. Maybe Norman Thompson, but he hasn't been as active, Norman. So I think Sandris it's fair to call him the number 1 Latvian. So if I beat him, then I know that what I'm doing is working well. Mark says Levon, Alex, Vitaly, Devin, Michael, Dave, Hermes. Okay, so you have the same list. It's a little bit different. But again, I think that it's hard to say, like, if Alex beats Vitaly, then we know that Alex is above Vitaly. But do we know that either of them are above Devin and Michael? No, we can guess, but we can't know for sure. Same with Dave. Like, Dave hasn't pulled those guys either, or Hermes. So it's just questionable. The only thing that we're going to know is April 2nd when Alex and Vitaly pull. We'll know who ranks higher between the two of them, but that's it. I think the merchandise thing will happen, but when the time is right, I guess you're still growing, can start Pantheon and merchandise as a side income. Start Pantheon. Not sure what you're talking about, Dan. But yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have merchandise. I mean, people love shirts. I love shirts. So why not have a branded shirt that arm wrestlers can wear and I can give away and things like that? I think it'd be fun, and it's a way for my community to support me and for me to get around to events through giving you guys a product and me making a little money off of it. I think it's kind of a win for everyone. Will you train with the Latvians? Will I train with the Latvians? I'd like to. Tickets to Latvia are like $15 or something. So it's really cheap to get there. I just don't know if I have the time. Like, I have 6 weeks, like 4 out of those 6 weeks are already booked with things. Gothenburg is the only one I can really talk about, but there's other stuff happening behind the scenes that I might be going other places and pulling other people. So I don't know if I'll have the time. Maybe it ends up I have the time. Maybe I don't. Who knows? But we'll see. Do you work your hand in the rice bucket? Thomas, I do not do that. Who is the GOAT? John Brzenk. I think that's pretty obvious. I don't think anyone should disagree there. Would the 1 year ago version of you have a chance versus you now? How much difference? It's hard to say. I'll say gym numbers. It's not close. And the wins that I had then versus now, it's not close. The size, I'm bigger, I'm stronger. Against the same people in training, I feel way better. I think that I would 6-0 myself a year ago, but it's really hard to know. Of course, everyone thinks in their head that they're always getting better. I'm tracking it with numbers, so I know at least to some degree I am progressing, but arm wrestling isn't all about numbers. If it was, guys like Brandon Allen and Larry Wheels would be the top arm wrestlers because they have the highest number lifts, but it doesn't always translate that way. So it's hard to answer perfectly, but I think I would kill him. What happened in Florida with Ryan Bone? Were you 100% that day? I'm not sure. I just want to know your point of view. Yeah, Jason, I touched on that a little bit, but I was in the process of quitting arm wrestling before that. Like, I had no motivation, and I'm just like not training at all, not on the table, not in the gym, just eating junk food. On the way there, I had a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. Like, this was the laziest, most slacked off version of me probably ever to arm wrestle. I'm not saying it's the worst version ever, because obviously that version can beat 16-year-old version of me or 17-year-old version of me. I'm just saying I wasn't motivated in training. I wanted to quit arm wrestling. I was telling my training partner, like, hey, I'm quitting. Like, after this match, it's like I'm taking a step back from arm wrestling and whatever. So was I 100%? I wasn't injured or anything like that. I just wasn't in the form that I should have been. I didn't take Ryan Bone seriously, and I should have. So after losing to him, now you can't stop arm wrestling after you lose, especially after you lose to Ryan Bone, because no one wants to lose to Ryan Bowen. Like, are you kidding me? So, and I've said this a bunch, Ryan Bowen is a big part of the reason why I am as good as I am today, because he beat me. Had I won, I would have quit arm wrestling. So it kind of worked out better for everyone, I think. But again, just for the record, I'm not saying that I was injured or anything else. Ryan was the better puller that day. I just wasn't really informed. You would 100% 6-0 yourself 1 year ago. I think I would too, preacher arm wrestling. But, Michael, if you ask Michael Todd, today's version can always beat yesterday's version, and it's kind of a meme now where he's always like, I'm the best version of myself. So I don't want to overhype myself. I think the difference is, though, of course, I'm 23, so every year I'm only going to be progressing up until at least the age of 30, and then maybe at that point, like, things start getting up and down. But when you're so young, you have a lot more room to progress, and Michael is now in his mid or late 40s, so it's a little bit different. But I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Do you have a video made of arm wrestling specific exercises for hand, wrist, underarm strength for endurance? It would be cool to see what kind of stuff you do in the gym, etc. So I don't have a video made like that. As far as arm wrestling specific exercises for hand, wrist, and underarm strength and endurance training goes, I would say my biggest play up until this point has been arm wrestling. Like, table time has been what has developed all of my stuff. I have not traditionally done cable work or band work or anything like that. I started to introduce that a little bit over the last 3 or so months, but I haven't competed in the last 3 or so months, so I can't say that that has been a positive or a negative until I get to test it in a tournament or a super match. So up until the point of a few months ago, it's been 95% arm wrestling training, table time only. 5% gym stuff, but it's like minuscule. Like, I'll do hammer curls or something like that, but that's just like a general movement that happens to translate to arm wrestling a little bit. Dropped your guard, I thought. So yeah, kind of. Almost in each arm wrestling win, you should thank Ryan Bowen at each time. No, I think I've given him plenty enough thanks at this point. What type of Swedish foods have you tried and how do you like it? Swedish food. I ask everyone here, like, what's traditional Swedish food? And they're like, meatballs. And I'm like, I need more than that. Like, anyways, so as far as like types of Swedish food, I've had a couple home cooked meals that were really good. Emil's grandparents, we went to visit and they cooked for us, and that was really good. But most of the time, Maggie is cooking like beef and rice and vegetables, and because that's what I want to put in my body. And other than that, like I talked about a little earlier, it's like you can go out for burgers at McDonald's, Burger King, somewhere like that, or Max. You can get a pizza or kebab at the pizza or kebab places, which there's like 20 million of, or you can get Asian food, which is everywhere. Like, those are the three options, really. So food's okay. But I'm not here to eat all types of food. I'm here to eat beef, rice, and vegetables and go to the gym and arm wrestle, and that's it. So I'm not too concerned with it because we're not eating out that much anyways. I'm turning 36 and plan on starting arm wrestling on amateur level, of course. Damn, you got your whole life ahead of you. I might be an arm wrestling grandpa at best. Well, the thing is, Todd Hutchings didn't start until he was in his 30s, and look where he's at. So I'm not saying that you are capable of being Todd Hutchings, because not very many people can do that. I'm just saying it's possible. So if you set your mind to it and you decide that you really want to take arm wrestling serious and you do the things necessary, you make the sacrifices and you put in the time, it's still possible that you can achieve a decently high level of arm wrestling, at least, be a top 10 guy in Sweden, in my opinion. Yeah, there you go. Arm Wrestling Fanatic said Todd started at 35. How do you think Derek would fare against Krasi? I think that that's a really good match. If I was going to pick an international match for Derek, I would pick Krasi. I think it's close, and I think that Krasi should be the favorite based off of everything that Krasi's done. But I don't think that Derek is out of that match by any means. I would bet on Derek because it'd probably be a shutout. Like, maybe it wouldn't. If it's a shutout, I'm for sure betting on Derek. If it's not a shutout, I'm still going to bet, just not as much. Like, I'd still put a little bit of money on Derek. Am I married? No. I'm not. Maggie's sitting next to me. She's probably giving me a look like, but no, I'm not married. I would be very happy with myself if I got half as good as him. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you've already answered this in the past, but how did you get into arm wrestling? Yeah, Chalk, I've answered this a few times, but my first introduction to arm wrestling was I was at the Europa Fitness Expo in 2014, and I went with my dad, who competed in bench press, and he wanted to compete in bench press at Europa. Now they ended up only having bench press deadlift competition, and he does not deadlift. He didn't want to enter that. So right next to it was arm wrestling. It was the Europa arm wrestling tournament. So he entered in the amateurs and the super heavyweights, and this was the year that Game of Arms was really popular. So it was a huge tournament. It was one of the biggest tournaments I've been to still 7 years later. And so anyways, he competed. I watched him compete. I thought it was super cool. We ended up talking to Craig Sublair, Brandon Morris, a couple other guys. Chris Chandler at the time lived in Florida. And so we got their contacts, and a few months go by, and we decide we're in Daytona Beach where Craig lives. Let's text him, hey, Craig, it's Dan. Can we come by for practice? That's what my dad texted him. So we ended up going and practicing with Craig. Then we practiced with Brandon and Artem once, and then I ended up getting thrown into a competition April of 2015. That was my first time competing. Yo, ET, Arm Wrestling Planet in the house. What's up, buddy? Mr. TikTok famous over here. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Arm Wrestling Planet, make sure you subscribe to ET over there out of California. He makes great content. Thanks for stopping by. Grazi versus Barbosa would be nice. Yeah, a rematch would be cool. Marcio won last time in WAL rules 3-2. It was really, really good match. Chance, what do you think of introducing a new design hammer to give the winner once again since WAL is not around? If it were me, I wouldn't do a hammer. Like, I would change it to something. The idea is really cool, especially Devin's idea of a legacy hammer that's passed on to the winner of each match. But I think doing a hammer would kind of be redundant. Do something else, like find out something. I don't have any ideas off the top of my head, but something where every time the winner, like you have a really big tournament and the winner of that gets this item, and then every time they have a super match, they pass it on. I really like that idea. Yeah, Dan, I'm not eating the can of rotten fish. Sorry. I don't care that it's traditional. I will not eat that. I'll puke all over the place. Your rankings are off. Okay. Chance, seriously, my husband is the greatest arm wrestler in this side of the Chattahoochee. Is this a troll account of Rebecca Todd? Interesting. No comment there. I really don't want Rebecca Todd slander, though. So please don't bring that here, or I'll have to mute you. Everybody says your ace is a low hand top roll. What would be your second best move? So I don't want to give too much away before a match, but if you watch my arm wrestling over the course of the last year, you will see that my matches are not starting like this. So I used to be only a low hand top roller, but if you want the information, only because it's right before a big match, I'm not going to give you the information, but it's out there. Like every time I arm wrestle, you can go and you can watch it. So look at it. But I'm not going to talk too much about what my second best move is or anything like that. Rankings are also tough because rock, paper, scissors affect style make matches. Yeah, exactly. True. That's why like a lot of people view tournaments as the way to get a truer ranking because you have to deal with rock, paper, and scissors. Instead of super matches where you can kind of win or lose based off of style. Like 6 might be able to beat 4, but 4 beats 5 and 5 beats 6. So it's like it does get a little confusing sometimes. I'm not sure, Rebecca, your husband's. How did you meet your friend Eric? How did I meet my friend Eric? Are you talking about Emil, maybe? Eric. I'm staying with Emil in Sweden, if that's what you're talking about. And if that's the question, we met at WAF 2016 in Bulgaria. I saw someone on my plane going from Istanbul to Bulgaria that had a Swedish arm wrestling jacket on. I was like, oh, what's up? And then I started talking to that guy and his girlfriend. And then he introduced me to the rest of Team Sweden. And then me and Emil got along really well, and we've kept up since. And Emil has visited Florida almost every year. I came to Sweden 3 years ago. And so that's how we became Good friends. Eat the fish, not eating the fish. Are you pulling Sparrow while you're in Sweden? I'm like 15 minutes away from, not even 10 minutes away from Tobias Sparrow. So we both have matches this week, and after the matches, I'm sure we'll get to pull at least once or twice. Chance B. Shaw. Love the account. Here we go again. Thank you. If the price is right, rotten fish goes down. Everything has a price. Listen, everything has a price. Someone recently said, I think maybe it was Corey, that I said that I would not pull him for any amount of money. And I'm just relaying this back to anything has a price. If Michael Todd said, or if Corey said, hey, I have a sponsor, he's giving you $10,000, you just have to show up and arm wrestle me, would I say no? No, I'd be an idiot to say no. I'm not saying the price is $10,000. I'm just saying, for example, I'm not going to turn that money down. I'll go pull friggin' Levon for enough money. Or I'll go pull someone who's never arm wrestled before for enough money. Like, there's always a number. So back to the question. If the price is right, the rotten fish goes down. Yes, there is a number. I don't know what that number would be because I really don't want to eat rotten fish. Emil, have you ever had that? Still strong? Yeah. 1 to 10, how bad is it?
I mean, I ate only the fish.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It's not eating shit.
1 to 10. The worst thing you've ever eaten.
Yeah.
Okay. Emil says it's the worst thing he's ever eaten, so it's not going to be cheap. And I am not even going to ask for any amount of money to eat that. Huh?
But I did it wrong.
Well, that's how I would do it too, right? Is raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think people forget you were only 21 when you pulled Ryan and still pinned him a few times. Yeah, I was 20, 21, wasn't I? Yeah, because it was 2 years ago. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I like Rebecca. Why are people trolling her? Leave her alone. So what if she speaks her mind? She does a lot for the sport. Yeah, like I said, like, no Rebecca slander on my page. If you want to do that, do it somewhere else. I would suggest not doing it at all. Rebecca's a really nice person. She's always been super nice to me. And picking on arm wrestlers' wives is not cool. Like, if you want to hate on someone, like, hate on Michael. I'm not saying you should hate on Michael, but if you're going to hate on one of them, like, hate on Michael. He can take it. He's a grown man. But hating on their wives, I'm not saying Rebecca can't take it, but, like, come on. Thanks, man. Just do it. Just do it, I guess. You'll be able to become the next legend of arm wrestling. Legend of arm wrestling. I'm not sure about legend, but I hope you're right. And thanks a lot for the support. In the true north, we eat the rotten herring for breakfast. Yeah, that's you weirdos. No offense, you're weirdos for eating rotten fish out of a can for breakfast. Like, you have options. I understand, like, it's traditional. Back in the day, like, you needed to preserve the fish or whatever. So this is your way of doing it, and it became a tradition, and people eat it. I get it. It's still weird. So I'm going to pass on that. If there is enough money, of course I would do it, but there's not enough money, so I'm not going to do it. Just curious, what's your price to eat? It's a streaming. I think it's called. Emil, what's a reasonable number to eat that? I really wouldn't want to do it.
For you?
For me. You know how I am about stuff.
I mean, I guess you would buy it for $1,000.
That seems a bit high. Emil says $1,000. I would definitely do it for that much. I would do it for less.
I did it for free, but I mean, you get to choose your own number.
Yeah. Emil says I would do it for $1,000. I would do it for less than that. But come on, who wants to pay? Like, I'm not going to say $20, right? Like, I'm not that guy that's going to eat something weird for $20. I don't know. Probably not. Maybe for like $200, I would do it. And I don't want anyone to pay it. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to take your money to eat food. That's kind of weird. I'm just saying that's probably my number. Yeah. $200. That pays for a week's worth of groceries.
Do you have to swallow it?
Mhm.
That's the real question.
Yeah, you do.
Do you have to do it the right way or the way that Emil said?
I have to eat it raw.
Do you have to just eat the fish or do you have to, the whole thing?
Well, I guess it's up to the people. I'm assuming that I open the can of rotten fish that smells like sewage, and I take a fish out and I eat the fish, and that's it. I'm assuming what that is. Yeah. Look, $200 buys me a week's worth of groceries. Maybe 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks of groceries, $200, that's worth it to me. Because that's money that I don't have to spend out of my savings, right? So that's why I would do that. Yeah.
I say 2 weeks.
200 USD. What is that in crowns? 1,800 crowns? Something like that. Yeah.
Closer to 2,000, I think.
You put it on some bread with chives and sour cream and potatoes. I've heard that there's a better way to eat it. You're still eating rotten fish. Like, just don't, in my opinion. Just don't. The fish thing is weird, but mostly it tastes like salt. Yeah, but I have to smell it too. I heard like it makes the whole house smell terrible for a while. It's not a myth. We need a GoFundMe for him to eat the fish. GoFundMe of $250. I don't want that. So don't set up a GoFundMe. I don't want to eat it. If someone did make it happen, I would do it. I won't go back on my word, but just don't, because I don't want to.
I don't want to smell fish for a week.
I would do it outside. I wouldn't open the can in here. GoFundMe campaign. Look, if someone else wants to set it up and hit the goal and send me the money, and I will do it, but I don't want to do it. So don't set up the GoFundMe. Thank you. Most people eat it wrong. They don't clean the fish and eat the guts and everything. If you prepare it, it's much better. I believe you that it's better, but it's still rotten fish. If you take out the rotten fish guts, it's a little better, sure. If you put some other stuff on it and flavor it, I'm sure it's a little better. I believe you. I still don't want to eat it. But in this case, I wouldn't be doing that. I would just be opening the can and taking a fish out and eating the fish and probably throwing up, because I'm a wimp when it comes to that stuff. I used to gag and throw up when my dad opened a can of tuna fish, like canned tuna. I'm a wimp when it comes to this stuff. I still hate this. I still have never eaten tuna because of the smell. And that's tuna. This is rotten fish. It's not even close.
Your dad said, "Don't do it, son."
Open the GoFundMe. I'll pay $50. No. Let me know if someone makes it. I'll drop a 20. No, just don't. You open the can underwater to not get as much of the smell. I understand that. I've been told that. But it's still going to smell, right? What I'll do is I'll get a cooler water, put it outside, open it outside in the cooler water, and then just go for it really quickly. GoFundMe tried to steal the Canadian Freedom Trucker Rally funds. He'll never use them. Okay, well, I don't know too much about that. You can just send it to me on PayPal if you really wanted me to do it. My PayPal's in my link tree. But again, just don't do it. I might just send you your money back because I really don't want to do it. I don't know why everyone is so interested in me eating rotten fish anyways. It's kind of weird. Don't use GoFundMe. They're going to take your money. Eat cod liver. I'm not Steve will do it or something. I'm not just going to eat weird stuff for money. I mean, I will do it, but I don't want to be that guy. I want to be an arm wrestler, not a food guy. Eating nasty food. I'm not going to eat cod liver oil. Although cod liver oil doesn't sound nearly as bad as rotten fish. If you can't handle tuna, stay away from surströmming. How do you say that? Surströmming? Surströmming?
Surströmming.
Surströmming. Yeah, I don't know how to. I give up. Rotten fish. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I can't handle tuna. I want to stay away from rotten fish. I'm going to stay away from rotten fish. But I've already said something, so if it happens, then I will eat the fish. That's a fact. I already said $200. If someone were to send me $200, then I would eat the fish. I would prefer you didn't. I would prefer you take that same money and you donate it to East versus West and you get 2 signed T-shirts. Then you have something forever and it helps support arm wrestling. Or you send me $200. It gives me 2 weeks of groceries, 1 or 2 weeks of groceries, and I get to eat nasty, rotten fish that I don't want to eat on stream. I think the choice is obvious, personally.
Or just become a sponsor on Patreon for you.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Kex chocolate. I haven't tried. Maggie tried it. She said it was really good. It's kind of like That's the stuff that's kind of like Kit Kat, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like Kit Kat, but it's actually better.
Maggie says it's better, and Kit Kat's my favorite. Polly, I love Polly. But listen, Dan, 3 years ago, I had a Polly, and inside of the chocolate, it was blueberry and something and maybe coffee. And it was delicious. It was the best Polly. And me and Maggie have been looking for it at every single store that we go to since we've been here, and we cannot find this blueberry Polly. So if anyone knows where this is at, if you can buy a bag, I will send you the money for it, and you can ship it to me, or I could pick it up or something. But I want that. So if anyone sees this or knows what I'm talking about and has some or has it at their store or whatever, let me know, please.
This.
Yeah, cinnamon bun, mud cake, blueberry pie. This one. This is the best Polly. I don't care what anyone says. It's delicious. And I haven't had it in 3 years, and I want some. Licorice. Not a fan of licorice. I do like hard bread. What's hard bread called? Emma? Was it just called hard bread? Hard bread. I like hard bread with some butter and some cheese. And what's this seasoning called? Hold on.
Swedish.
Aromat. This stuff. Put some of that on the butter and the cheese, and you put it on hard bread, and that's actually pretty tasty. A lot of people hate on hard bread. It's actually really good, though. Did I play football or any other sports? No. I never played any other sports. I mean, when I was a little kid, I played like flag football one season, and I played like baseball for like half a season, and I tried soccer for a little bit, but I never really liked sports until arm wrestling. I watched football a lot, but yeah, never played it. Never really had an interest to play it. What would you say Sanders' strong lanes are, and what would his weak points be? It looks like Sanders' biggest weapon is speed. So he looks like someone that is capable of flash pitting people. And he looks like someone who's very versatile. He can top roll, he can hook, he can press. He's threatening everywhere. I've seen him get beaten a hook by a few people. I've seen him get flash pin top rolled by a few people. I've seen Giannis control his hand and top roll him. It looks like he has a few lanes where he can lose. Coach Ray says he only has one lane where I can beat him. I disagree. I think that there's a couple, but I think overall that he's a really sound arm wrestler. He's kind of good everywhere. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Also, you would need to not vomit. Whoa. I never said nothing about not vomiting. Just for the record, Drew. Just for the record. Or bet on your arm bet. Preacher, my arm bet sells out like this. They open a new block, it's gone in 30 minutes. The people know I'm coming to crush Sanders. I actually have like a list of people that want me to message them as soon as another block opens. So my next block will sell out almost instantly as well. Sanders needs to sell a block. I guess I'm not going to talk too much about what's going on with his block, but if you believe I'm going to get crushed, go bet on Sanders so I can get more people to bet on me so I can make more money after I whoop Sanders. Because for those of you who don't know, the athlete gets 9% of all stakes that wins. The athlete that wins gets 9%. So if you bet on Sanders, you're giving me 9% of your bet, or stake. So thank you. Do you have any donation page that doesn't skim you money? I don't have a donation page or anything like that. I have a Patreon, guys. I forgot to mention that. I launched my Patreon, so you can become a patron of mine. I have a few different tiers with a few different things. I'll be uploading content on that soon. But other than that, I do have a PayPal linked. They discontinued it.
Yeah.
Oh, they discontinued that Polly, so that's why I can't find it. But hey, if anyone has a bag. But anyways, like I was saying, I have a Patreon. You guys can support me through the Patreon. I haven't talked about it too much because I don't have content on there yet. If you want to be an early patron, I would love it. The support means a lot. Just don't be surprised when you subscribe and I don't have anything on there yet. I'll probably post something tomorrow or later tonight. And then PayPal. I do have a PayPal linked, so you can donate to me directly if you want to. But make sure you leave a note on what it's for. Like, what do you want me to do with the money? I don't want you just to send me money and not say anything. I want you to be like grocery money or like, I don't know, who knows, whatever. Getting to Turkey money or, whatever idea you have. If you want me to buy a new shirt, I'll do it. Whatever. Kanzada, do you like to train with arm wrestling equipment? I touched on this a little bit a few minutes ago. I have been using arm wrestling equipment for the last few months. It's very new. I can't say if it's helped or hurt me. I don't imagine it's hurt, but I don't know how much it's helped. Prior to the last few months, I've always just done table time to develop arm wrestling strength. Chance match that I want more than any others, Chance versus Larry. In my opinion, it will be very hype match. I think Larry knows better than to take that match right now. Larry needs a match that he can confidently win. Like, we need Larry to win matches. Larry's the number one promoter of arm wrestling, period, right now. I don't even think it's close. And that's saying a lot because he has just such a broad audience. So if he keeps losing, people are going to lose interest. And I think he'll lose interest. So don't put me against him. I'm not going to take a loss against him. I mean, he'll really have to earn it, but I don't think that he's beating me at this point in time. In the future, maybe. Right now, no. So give Larry someone he can beat. If I find Blueberry Polly, I will buy a box and come drop it off to you in Java. Thank you, Dan. I really, really need. No, Richard says you are eating rotten fish. I'm sorry. No, Richard, don't make me do it, buddy. You know what? The thing is, guys, I'm going to visit Richard in Gothenburg, and I'm not going to tell him no if I'm there with him. So, oh, really though, Richard, you don't need to make me eat that. Thank you though. What up, Tugboat? What's up, Ghostbusters 3? The official Ghostbusters 3 is in here. How cool! The entire cast. What's up?
I found one that'll ship to the UK.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Well, we're not in the UK. Maybe I can ship it to Perry, and Perry can ship it to me. That's going to be like
We have
$100
multiple
of
people
shipping.
in the UK.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it worth it?
How much is it?
$20 for 5 bags.
How much is shipping?
That's including UK shipping.
Okay, and then we're probably going to pay $30 to ship it to the. We're paying $50, $10 a bag. Quite pricey. Quite pricey. I don't know.
I could get 10 bags instead, make it more worth it.
Well, we'll discuss this later. Patreon. That's what I meant when I said Pantheon. Oh, okay. I figured that's what. Well, Maggie said that's probably what you meant, but I wasn't sure.
He doesn't listen.
Here's the GoFundMe link, guys. I don't see that you posted a link, so I'm not too sure. Brennan Joseph. If you want, you can send me whatever link you're talking about, because I don't. But if you're talking about the East versus West, GoFundMe. Get that off my shoulder. The GoFundMe is down, so if you want to donate for a T-shirt, you have to donate directly to Ingen. Hey, Tugboat, what's up? Adam Brooks. Chance, have you ever thought about increasing your testosterone level? No, I've never thought about that. Monster Mouth Rebecca? And also, why do you have a troll Rebecca name? I have told you that. And yes, I do have a soft voice. Thank you. Richard, message me. When are you going to be making me eat this? Babe, where's my phone? Can you grab that?
I don't know where your phone is.
I think it's in there. I really don't want to. Are you going to be making me eat it there with you, or are you going to be making me eat it here? Ooh, I don't want to. You versus Big Daddy. Dude, listen, I have been trying to pull Jerry Cataract for months, and he's like, oh, I'm not dodging you. I'm not scared of you. But the thing is, listen, I have promoters calling him, ringing his phone, saying, hey, I will pay you X amount. It's thousands. I'll pay you X amount to pull Chance. You know what he does? He doesn't answer the phone, or he says, oh, I'll call you back. And this has not been going on for a few days, guys. This has been like 2 or 3 months of him dodging it. If I'm Jerry and I'm that confident that I can beat me, then like, why wouldn't you take the money? It's free money, and it's not during his son's football. And I know that's really important to him, which is fair, family first, but it's not during his son's football, and it's apparently an easy match for him. So just crush me and take the money. But he won't answer the phone. He won't take the match. Like, I'll take the match. I would love to pull Jerry Cataract and whoop him and take the money. Like, no problem. But he won't take the match. So whatever. Maxed out. What's up? Richard, I don't have any messages from you. That's what I was checking for. If you're still in here, Brennan, I don't think you have permission to post links. It's for the fish that you're gonna be eating, dude.
Don't give him permission.
I don't want to give you link permission now. I have to mod you to give you link permission. It looks like so. If you want, you can text it or message it to me on Facebook, Instagram, Discord. That's gonna be the easiest way. Or you can send it to Maggie, and Maggie can post it in the chat because she's a mod. Way too strong, Tugboat. You're looking fit. Thank you. Oh, I'm actually like 1 or 2 kilos heavier than when I first got here, but I'm less fat, which is nice. I found the poly on an American website, but it's sold out at the moment. It's probably going to continue to be sold out because it's not in production.
The UK one I found, and it's not sold out.
Yeah, it looks like I can only get it in UK. Is it a store?
Yeah, Candy Town
Where?
in the UK.
Where in the UK? What city?
I don't know.
Find out, because maybe there's an arm wrestler there that I can send money and they can buy it for me.
It might just be an online thing. London.
London.
You know who to.
I know who to text. Okay. But keep looking. Hopefully it'll pop up and it'll be easier for you to get in Florida. I think my friend in London might be able to hook it up. We just got to figure some things out and see how I can get it to me in Florida. FGoFundMe is anything else? Was your match with Larry legit? I didn't have a match with Larry. I let Larry pull on my arm at practice. So if like the match with Larry is probably less legit than my practice match with Jerry, which was not legit. So no, it wasn't legit. It's just practice. You know, I didn't fly there to bully an up and coming arm wrestler at practice and show off for YouTube. That's not why I went there. I went there to talk to Larry, to train with Larry, to give him some pointers because I want to see Larry successful. So did I go there to try to whoop on him? No, of course not. Got to love Hutchings. He says, pay me, I'll come beat anyone. And that's a good mindset. Todd Hutchings is a professional arm wrestler. You pay him to be at your event and he'll pull anyone. Look, he's pulling me. He has no problem pulling me. I don't know why Jerry does. How are you feeling about Saturday? Super confident. I am the most conditioned, strongest, most prepared, best overall version of myself I have ever been. I'm bringing everything that I can to the table, and Sanders is going to have to deal with the best possible version of me. And I don't think that there's any way. Number one, the staking is that he has to beat me 3-0. I don't think that there's any way that that's even possible for him to beat me 3-0. I could be wrong. I could be underestimating him, but I think that I'm being really underestimated. I'm coming to win 3-0, but at a minimum, you are not going to see me lose 3-0. I think. I'm feeling very good, maxed out. What do you think about to match with Matt Mask? Me and Matt? I'd love to pull Matt. Matt is one of the reasons that I arm wrestle the way that I do. Matt reached out to me when I was just a few months in the sport and said, look, you have a really good natural style. Do these things, set up this way. We went back and forth. We talked a lot. And because of Matt, I found a lot of success early on because he offered technical advice and I followed it. Like when you're a new guy, if Matt Mask reaches out to you and says arm wrestle like this, and you don't arm wrestle like that, you're an idiot. Just listen to the top guys, in my opinion. So as far as pulling him, I would love to pull Matt. I have a lot of respect for Matt. And I have pulled like Matt, and I kind of know the way to pull against that style. So I feel like it could be a really fun match. The quest for blueberry gingerbread Polly. Blueberry gingerbread? No. Blueberry mud pie. Can you stop with that thing? You're distracting me.
Sorry.
You gotta just sit and read comments with me. Poking me in the arm with that ruler. Maggie's here playing with this thing.
Distracting.
Just took it away. You're grounded from it. How well does your friend Emil do against you? So, Emil, I'm the worst style matchup possible for Emil. Like, where Emil is weak is where I'm super strong. And where Emil is super strong, I can keep him out of getting there. So, it's just a bad match. Emil can do really well against pullers that maybe I can't do as well against because of his style, but he would lose to someone like me because of my style. I think that's a good way of putting it. What do you think, Emil? Fair assessment? Okay. He agrees.
You're fun.
Sent the link to your Instagram. Let's see. Check my Instagram. Okay. Oh, Chance Shaw versus Rotten Fish, organized by Brennan Gudu. Hopefully, Brennan doesn't do a rug pull on us and just pocket the money. That wouldn't be very cool of you, Brennan. I'm going to send this link to Maggie. If you want me to eat rotten fish, Maggie can post the link. And it's for $2.50 Canadian. I think that comes out to like 13 US, but it's close enough, I guess. Okay, so I sent that to Maggie. Maggie will be posting that shortly. Chance, are you implying Jerry is afraid to pull you? I am implying that Jerry says he's not afraid to pull me. Jerry says he'll crush me easy. Jerry says for money he'll show up and pull me. But I am also saying that Jerry hasn't pulled anyone in almost 3 years. And Jerry is not picking up the phone and accepting money to beat me. Jerry told me, I talked to him. Yeah, I'll pull you as long as my son's not doing his football, because his son is really good in high school football. I get it. Family first. I'm not even worried about that. The promoter is calling and offering him money, and he's not accepting it. He's saying, oh, I'll call you back. Oh, this, that, and the other. Like, dude, you are being offered money to pull me. If you do not accept, why? And I'm not saying he's being offered $500 or something. That's not worth his time. It's thousands of dollars, right? It's like, just pull me. Like, take the money. If he's not taking the money, what else am I to think that he's scared? So this is just my opinion. Yo, Jamie Sheldon in the house. What's up? How is Emil ranked in Sweden? Is he based in Gävle? So Sweden doesn't have a rankings. And funny thing, I was actually working on writing up a Swedish rankings because everyone hates my rankings. So I may as well make a Swedish one, right, and post that. In my opinion, he's somewhere like in the top 10, like 6 through 10, somewhere around there. And Gävle, he's second to Tobias. Right-handed. His left-handed, he's not as good. He still beats me left, but Maggie posted the GoFundMe that Brennan organized. So there you go. I'm going to donate 20. You're going to donate 20 to your own thing. Yo, Christian, I do not want to eat rotten fish. I'm sorry. Emil told me it's the worst thing that he's ever eaten in his life.
There's a GoFundMe, Emil.
So, feeling ready for Sanders? Of course I'm feeling ready for Sanders. Sanders is not ready for this, dude. I'm telling you, there's 0% chance that he's 3-0ing me. So the fact I only have to win one match for my backers, the people that staked on me to get paid, is ridiculous. Number one. Number two, I plan on coming in. I'm bigger and I'm stronger gym numbers. And it's not like I haven't pulled at a high level before. It's not like I haven't pulled WAF rules before. I'm feeling extremely ready, extremely confident. So we'll see what happens. Just want to see this happen. That was your price. It was my price. Look, I am just going to say this. $2.50 Canadian is $196 US. So technically, it's not enough money, but
Forget the GoFundMe fees.
then you take GoFundMe, they take 10%. I'm at like $1.70. What am I, a bum? No, I'm just kidding. But I would still do it for that. Do what?
If I don't have to buy
I don't think you're gonna have to buy Systroming today. Even if the goal is met, I'll do it on a separate live stream. And I'm just checking here because obviously if someone hit my PayPal directly, then I'll count that towards it. Let's see. How do you?
Click on your balance.
Hold on, I'm trying to see. No one's hit my PayPal, so it's just through GoFundMe then. That's some good protein. Might have a lot of mercury for your brain function. Dude, I don't want to eat that. I don't care if it's good for me. Jerry and Travis seem to be in the same mindset for their kids, but yeah, now no football. I didn't know that. Yeah, so it's just not high school football season right now. That's what I mean. But yeah, both Jerry and Travis's kids are really good at football, like really good. And they're both quarterbacks, I believe. Actually, Travis has 2 sons that play football, I think, and Jerry has 1. And all 3 of them are really good. They're like draft prospects and stuff. So it's really cool to see. Obviously, football is a way bigger sport than arm wrestling. So the fact that their kids are going after football instead of arm wrestling is really good, monetarily, in my opinion. I don't hate your rankings. Yeah, I'm sure you don't, Jamie. I'm on the phone with Jerry. He's saying that's not true. Nobody has offered him any money. Dude, I will. Jesse is calling him. Tell him. I'm not going to give names past that, but Jesse's literally calling him. And Jerry's saying, I'll call you back. Number 1. And he's not. I have the messages to show, and I'm sure I can get the screenshots of the phone calls. So if Jerry wants to say that that's not happening, I can show the receipts. Tell him to take the money and pull me. If you can beat the Stromy, you can beat anyone. Yeah, sure. Did you ever have moments when you wanted to leave arm wrestling? Yes. I touched on that earlier. I was going to quit end of 2019, beginning of 2020. The reason I didn't is because I lost to Ryan Bowen, and I didn't want to stop arm wrestling after that. Do you think Larry should have came in heavier for Brandon? No, I don't think it was a weight thing there. I think it was an endurance thing, and I told Larry that was going to be an issue. His endurance was going to be an issue, and I think some of the PEDs that Larry was on is a big reason that his endurance was an issue. And I didn't know enough about PEDs to tell him anything, because obviously that's not my expertise, but I was talking to some other people, and I believe that's a big case. Not saying that if he didn't take those PEDs that he would have won. I'm just saying that his endurance was the biggest factor, and the PEDs were not assisting. The specific PEDs were not assisting. I'm going to donate to it because money goes to you for your week's grocery. Well, thank you. Let me click this link.
Wait, what do we do if it doesn't reach the...
Then everyone gets their money back, I guess. I don't know. I'm not the organizer. Yeah, looks like the GoFundMe is live. But Brandon, it looks like nobody actually wants to donate for me to eat the rotten fish. So thank you, everyone, for not donating for me to eat rotten fish. Thank you. Mr. Smith says thumbs up. There you go, dude. Perfect. This Saturday pay-per-view is on Core Sports, right? And what time is it starting? Florida time. Yes, it is on Core Sports this Saturday. I believe the start time is 11 a.m. Florida time. 11 a.m. Florida time. Yeah, that's right. Have matches of the kids of Jerry and Travis versus each other, probably more entertaining. I don't think you can 1v1 in football as 2 quarterbacks. I just don't know what that would look like accuracy training or something. I'm not too sure. And I also don't know who is higher ranked or anything like that. I'm pretty sure Travis's son is one of, if not the top quarterbacks in high school football, but Jerry's son might be right there too. I'm not too sure. Do you think you deserve a match with Jerry, and why? As you said, practice is practice, and Jerry said that he was 45 minutes into practice when you showed up. So as far as the practice thing goes, I looked at the footage, and it was 18 minutes. Other people had footage of Jerry's first match versus when I got there, and the time says 18 minutes. So that's just a fact. It wasn't 45 minutes. But even if it was fresh, doesn't mean I can beat him, though, because it's just practice. Do I think I deserve a match? Jerry says he'll pull me for money, and money's being offered. So in that sense, yes. Like, Jerry hasn't pulled anyone in 3 years, so who are we to say that Jerry is still in the form that he was in the past? It's very possible that he's not. Like, he's getting older and he's not as active. So really, Jerry also has to come in and prove that he is a top guy still, and I'm kind of the entry point into the elite arm wrestling. So could Jerry come in and his first match be Michael Todd? Yeah, I'm sure he could make that happen, but in my opinion, Jerry starts with someone like me and then maybe moves up to someone like Corey and then maybe someone like Todd Hutchings, and then he's back in a spot. Jerry is his own man. He gets to decide what matches he takes and what he doesn't take, but he has said, I will pull Chance for money. Now money's being offered, and so why not pull? Jerry wants to know why you're comparing him to Travis. Mr. Smith, you must be telling him false information. I have not compared Jerry and Travis a single time. I said both of their kids are very good at football, and they don't care about arm wrestling during their kids' football season. So you must be just telling Jerry false information, or you're just trolling me. Either way, I haven't compared Travis and Jerry, except for that both of their sons are football players, and I'm pretty sure they're both very good and both quarterbacks. Jerry needs to log on to YouTube and join the live chat. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. That being said, I've been live 2 hours, so I might be hopping off shortly. So yeah, I am going to hop off shortly. I'll give it like 5 minutes. If you have any final questions, ask away. The biggest thing I want you guys to remember is East versus West is coming up this Saturday. 16, 17 matches, all super, super high level matches. It's $12. So pay the $12, sign up. If you want a signed t-shirt, you can donate $100 to Ingen directly. Reach out to him on Facebook, and you can get a signed t-shirt from all the athletes, or you can just have certain athletes sign it. You get to make that call there. Support the event, guys. None of the money is being pocketed by any promoter. All the money is going to covering this event. And if there's any excess money, then it's going to the next event that Ingen's going to put on. We all know Ingen really wants good matches. He's setting up great matches. He knows the matches to set up. So we're gonna continue to see great matches as long as we support arm wrestling. So buying the pay-per-view $12 for hours worth of arm wrestling, hours worth of high-level arm wrestling is not a big ask. Kim Jisoo edit. Okay, thanks, Beast. I'll look that up. If never reaches goal, I'll just cancel it and people will get refunded, but hopefully it will. There you go. Brennan organized GoFundMe for me to eat nasty rotten fish. I'll do it on a live stream if that hits. I hope it doesn't. And then Brennan refunds everyone, and then that's that. Are you not tired of sitting in Emil's kitchen? Yes, sir. No, I just get to talk to everyone, and that's entertaining. But I wish I was in the room, but the laptop was about to die, and it's easier to charge here. Be safe and have fun. Thank you, Maxed Out. Chance, thanks, man. Keep up the good work. Everyone go to all arm wrestling channels and thumbs up everywhere. Yes, thumbs up and subscribe to everyone, but also thumbs up and subscribe to me. One more thing. Again, I do have a Patreon now. If any of you guys are interested in becoming patrons, it's in my link tree. I don't have content on there. I just launched it. I'll be working on that soon, but any support is appreciated, of course. Thank you for the live chat. I'll be cheering you on Saturday. Thank you, Dan. The best men have good women besides them. Rebecca and Maggie are great supporters of their fellows. Yes, I agree. Jerry trains hard. Travis doesn't train. I mean, maybe Jerry trains hard. I don't know. I haven't seen much from him. But anyways, I'll give it another minute or two, but I think I'm going to be calling it there. Again, guys, make sure you go support East versus West. Make sure you buy the pay-per-view if you haven't already. If you want the t-shirt, messaging it on Facebook, $100, you get a signed t-shirt from like 30 different athletes and all world champions besides a couple people like me, I'm not a world champion, but you're getting an awesome piece of history in arm wrestling. This is the greatest card to ever happen. Maybe it'll be the greatest card to ever happen. It's hard to know, but it is truly an awesome event. I'm super honored to be taking part of it. Watch it, donate if you want the shirt, support the sport. Good luck versus Sanders. Thank you, Adam. Chance thinks he can talk smack about Jerry like this. He's wrong. I have not talked smack about Jerry, Mr. Smith. You're just trolling at this point. All I said, someone asked me about pulling Jerry. I said I would. He needs to accept the match. That's it. Money's being offered, accept the match. That's it. And I said that his son is good at football. Oh no, I'm talking smack. Behind every successful man is a woman rolling her eyes. That is also true. Tell Emil he needs to start eating more to beat Sparrow. That's what Yesser said.
I don't know if eating will be enough.
Emil says, I don't know if eating is enough. I hope you get overlooked for your rude behavior towards a legend of the sport. Dude, what are you talking about? Stop trolling me. Get out of here. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for hanging out, the Murder Bird. Thanks for hanging out, Jason. I appreciate it. Adam, thanks for hanging out. I guess I will call it there. Now I just have to remember how to end the stream. And I think it's here.